The Hebrew text in the Bible has hidden formats. By revealing these formats, I will prove the first writer's words were hidden from you. These formats look like poetry as I group them into small paragraphs. Their grouping will become known as a psalm, and together they become psalms. Let me show you our Creator's 12 commandments, listed in Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17. Any father of a family or his wife who did not obey any one of these 12 commandments, our Creator demanded they bring him a sin offering. Thus, our Creator defined the word sin as not obeying any one of these 12 commandments. Next, I want to show you how I changed one word in Exodus 26, verse 26, the word bars to arches, and the words now reveal the style of the roof for our Creator's tent for meeting with Him. Let me show you the translator's words from the preface of the 1611 King James Bible. They gave 4 reasons for themselves or others to edit the Bible's words. The red arrow at the top points to their 3rd reason to edit the text. By the light and feeling we attained unto ourselves. The next red arrow down points to them giving the title, the Divine, to a clerk named Gregory. The next block of words, they point out they were happy that the first emperor of Rome established the year to the course of the sun. Behind this text means Nebuchadnezzar ordered his kingdom to follow our Creator's calendar when he stopped eating grass. Did you notice the letter S in sun is capitalized? This is to give respect to the Egyptian sun god Ra. Have you seen the Egyptian obelisk in the Vatican's front yard? The last arrow points to your reward for studying the Bible. Your reward is to have a fellowship with the saints and participation of a heavenly nature that will never fade away. There is no such thing as nature to a truthful Christian. Our Creator created everything. By their own words, they were not seeking to know our Creator or Jesus. Not everyone has the knowledge to correct every word. I have an old Bible program that has the New American Standard Bible 1977 concordance to help find a better word. Their concordance has the number of times they use that English word in a parenthesis for that Hebrew word. The translators removed his name, YHVH, to put in 2 titles, Lord and God. I replaced those titles using the letters Y and V as his name, for the Hebrew language does not have a J, O, or W. By using these 2 letters, I am closer to the truth than anyone using J, O, or W for his name. So why is there a single letter O in the Hebrew text 1,095 times? No proper English was used? The blue highlighted text is text that I am removing. The red highlighted words are little words that I'm adding. Gray italic words are words that I added. To respect and honor our Creator, all capital letters in purple are our Creator's words. This is Jesus' prophecy, for I am revealing the first writer's words to tell you the true truths about Jesus. As the text is revealed, you can read-taste the writer's style of wording. Their words will take your belief to trusting our Creator. You will be watching prophecy before your eyes as I edit true truths back into their psalms. All right, this is going to be chapter 34 of Jeremiah, but I just wanted to show you what I'd found in Jeremiah 33. What I do is try to review what I do at the end of the video and allow you to take screenshots or give you time to take screenshots. So if you just want to go through and find the text that I've just done, and this I'm just reviewing of what I found in 33 right here. So other than that, I'm going to get started on looking for these kinds of formats. So if I just take that down and I start here in 34, but most people have not watched too many videos of me, so I need to show you where Jeremiah lived, what time he lived. He first started prophesying right around the 10th year for this king, and so you're going to hear these 3 kings mentioned a lot in Jeremiah. And he also lives on the land after Babylon has gone and taken everybody else into captivity. So now that you know, I've pretty much set up the scene. This has to be words because our Creator does not speak one word. The words, we don't need this, we don't need this. Words came to Jeremiah from YV. Okay. Now the problem is this looks like it's separate, okay? When Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, king for Babylon, not of Babylon, for, and that's my editing when it looks like I've changed the text from one word to another. The blue, you can see I'm going to remove that. Forgot to check to see if it's okay size for you to read it here. Okay. And all his army. When Nebuchadnezzar the king, and that's what it looks like when I'm adding a word, one way. Just a small short word, so I do it like that. When Nebuchadnezzar, the king for Babylon, I have to add the word came with his army. Not all, but came with his army. Came. I'm thinking a different word even here. This is, he sent. I know the story, and Nebuchadnezzar didn't come down to Jerusalem. So this word I need as not needing. This is our Creator sent them, so this has to be like this. But since I'm adding this word completely to the text, I do this and say that's how I'm doing this editing. Now, for those that are new here, I need to show you what I'm doing as far as finding the format. I'm using one or two major words in a sentence. And if I get more than that, I have to remove it. See, I needed this one and this one. And then I'm connecting them with the least amount of words that I can. So I couldn't say, and all sent, and he sent all with his army. So the thing here is I forgot to say that I added this text here. Sent his army. Now, we know that it, let me do this. I got to show you on a map. Sorry about that. I didn't think about getting this one out until now. Babylon had conquered Assyria over here. Now, this is where the Chaldeans are coming from. But the object is that they never really conquered them. What they did is made an agreement with them that they would join with Babylon. And then what happens is they put the Chaldeans, men of their army, with other forces from Babylon. You can't really trust a new army, so that's how I reasoned that out. Now, knowing that, we have the words, all the kingdoms of earth. Now, this we know is not of earth. Okay, that's a little bit overdoing it. The guys from China and India didn't come over. Okay. Sent his army. So how do I put the Chaldeans in here? Now, see, this would be that they conquered Assyria, and they put the Assyrians' army men also within Babylon. Now, this tells me that they started warring with Babylon and then realized they couldn't. So they joined forces, just like I said, to about Babylon or Chaldeans. So with all would be other than other kingdoms. And since this is not the biggest change of the word, but within the shadow of the word of what it was to be or actually meaning, with other kingdoms under his rule. Now this is a subject change. So that tells me this needs to be this, and then this here. And to make this a 3 verse, I have to say, okay, if I use this, then what am I got here? How can I make this a 3 verse? Because this, I'm pretty sure I need to establish when Babylon sent with, see, I'm using the word his, which means I need the word Nebuchadnezzar. And to have the word went, I still need the word went. I still need the word Nebuchadnezzar. And that doesn't meet the format 3 in 1 verse. So words came to Jeremiah from YV. Now, I can put the word his here, meaning our Creator's words. His words to Jeremiah. Now, I'm going to take this out for a second, and I'm going to make a special note here. This needs to say 4 verse, and that's because I'm getting a 3 verse here. Or it does continue, and it does this. The king for Babylon sent his army with other kingdoms. And then that would mean that maybe this verse isn't needed. And I'll get rid of this verse. There I've got 2 verses grouping together in a 3 verse format. In the 3 verse format, this is going to be a statement, and these 2 connected together will tell us what this statement it means. And then it repeats itself, this pattern repeats itself and we have this statement and then what this other sentence is going to tell us about this statement. So it looks like I have a 3-verse start here in this text. Now, what I need to do here is, I needed to explain to you that this is like a small paragraph, and then this is a small paragraph, and these two together equal a larger paragraph. So they kind of connect together. So I only use one spacing between them. And then what I do is I say, okay, the next part here has to say the same thing here, or 2 more verses together. Here might need to be changed before the word sent. It would have to be something like the king for Babylon was sending his army. And I don't need this word because what I'm seeing down here, he's going to talk to Zedek here. And we know when you're reading the text, we know that this is Zedek, our king. And since there's only one nation, we really don't need this here. This, I'm going to say, is not needed. His name needs to be moved to another location. And I'll put it here. And that yellow means that I'm moving. So, words came to Jeremiah from YV. Now, what this means is our Creator is talking to him inside his head. Okay? To Jeremiah from when Nebuchadnezzar was to send his army with other kingdoms. See, now this isn't true yet, because the way I defined it, how this verse here could be changed. So right now, I'm saying this is out here. YV said, it's got to be to him. All right. Wow, those were pretty handy words. So you can see that this is being written by somebody else when I do this. YV said to him, and I changed these letters. YV said to him, go and speak to Zedek, your king. And say to him, this was said by YV. So this this was told to me by YV. I'm trying to make it as first person as possible. And I know when the words are coming to him, I can only use that word he said once. Then here I have to say, use the word told, because this word no longer can be applied correctly. Was told to me. I am giving, this has to be Judah, giving, I guess if I don't, I got to get rid of that, and giving, this city means Jerusalem, correct? So there goes, there, I'll add that. And you can see I'm trying to correct it to be truthful. I'm not trying to say that, oh, I'm just going to, I could say, I'm going to give Bethlehem into the hand of the, I'm trying to, for accuracy, to be as truthful as possible so we have the truest story I can actually edit from the text. And a lot of times I'm trying absolutely not to make it my text. And I can say, to the king, let me see here. I tried to do a little bit of shortcuts. I don't know if these are going to help me today or not, but I wanted to try them out. King for Babylon. And he'll burn it with fire. Which means I have this. Go and speak to Zedek your king. I'm okay. All this editing here, and I told you and I tried to explain, this is now out. Okay. I am giving Jerusalem to the king for Babylon, and he will burn it with fire. All right. Now this verse and this verse now connect together. So I have this like this. This text is pretty much connecting to this. I'm trying to leave it so don't do this all the time, but I'm trying to leave it for when the future, when people are seeing it. I knew that these words could have been grouped here, but there wasn't enough to go farther. And he, let's see, and he will not escape. Don't need this. He will not escape is the period, so this has to be the two to go together. For you will sure, for he will not. I'm not sure if I need the word surely right now. He will be captured and delivered. He will be captured and delivered. Now, what I'm reading here, and I took some time to look at this, all this text here, it's kind of like, and you will see the king from Babylon eye to eye, and you will go to Babylon. And you'll go to Babylon, and you will see. Now we know who he is, so let me go get Nebuchadnezzar, because I surely wouldn't remember how to spell that. I have enough hard time trying to just spell any word. So, with the intent of his name being here, see Nebuchadnezzar, eye to eye, and you'll go to Babylon. Now this has to be the word Chaldeans here. Into the hands of the, I don't think that's right, but it should be close enough. Chaldeans. Okay. Now I'm adding this word, but this is going to be from our career. So I have to italicize it and put it in gray and say I'm going to need this word. These I need to add by myself here. Into the hands of the Chaldeans. You'll be captured by the Chaldeans, and they will deliver you. So I've got this wrong here. This has to be by here. You'll be captured by the Chaldeans. Burn it with fire, and he will not escape. He will be captured by the Chaldeans and delivered to, I got to use Nebuchadnezzar again here. And now I'm completely adding the text. So, delivered to Nebuchadnezzar. And you'll see Nebuchadnezzar. I got to use it twice. Sometimes I don't like it. Once it's said, I really don't like to try to, we should know who he's talking to. But he's going to be dropped off to him, and you will see Nebuchadnezzar eye to eye, and you will go to Babylon. Okay, so I had those two as a group. Now I have to have these two as a group. Now, saying that, what's going on here? This is changing subject, but why? I'd hear the words from YV. Sadiq King for. See, this reconfirms what was just said. I changed those two words around. It says concerning you, you will not die by the sword. Here, this is pretty much already said. He's going to be captured. So this, I guess, doesn't need to be said. You will die in peace. Yeah, he's in Babylon. And the king of Babylon is going to honor him to give him a death ceremony. I don't think that's at all correct. In fact, I'm sure a conquered king does not get that type of treatment. Now, if you were king, would you allow somebody, your opponent, to have such a grand burial? Then spoke words. Okay, now we got, that's what was told by our creator to him. So now I come down here, and then Jeremiah, we know who he is. Spake as being. Well, wait a second. I remembered something here. Got to bring the text down here. Words came to Jeremiah from when I was sent to Babylon. Okay. Go and not speak, but prophesy. And prophesy. Okay, now I've got that word right there. Then Jeremiah spake. It's got to be his prophecy somewhere here. All these words, which has to be together, is prophecy. Is prophecy. In Jerusalem. We know who he is and where he's located, but it seems that we need to know where he's located. I'm just seeing if this word should be down here in the front of this somehow. I don't think so. So to Zedek in Jerusalem. Now, what this says is that Jeremiah is not living in Jerusalem. Okay. So I don't really know where he is at. that I can remember the story saying that. Okay, to Zedek in Jerusalem, when the army for the king for Babylon. Oh, that's right. I was going to say I got those so I don't have to do this. When the army for the king of Babylon now I can't just enter in, so I'm going to say that I've got the word in Jerusalem wrong. He's got to be in Jerusalem if he's there to be able to talk to it, because these guys outside, that's your king, our king. And then this is not needed. When the army for the king for Babylon was coming against Jerusalem. I don't see this yet. I don't see this. That was Lachish and another city, for they alone remained as fortified cities among them. This can't be true. Lachish was a city that was fortified because it was built way back in the before they came into the promised land. This is the first time I think I'm really hearing this city. But this, Joshua went in to conquer it, but our Creator said that because they're fortified, you got to draw them out. So you got to set up an ambush to enter it and burn it. So that's why I remember Lachish so well. It could have been rebuilt and refortified. That's true. But other cities, just not these. Who was the one that did that? I think there was a few kings that are mentioned that they built like guard towers and put fencing around, because you can't put them all in stone or limestone walls around, but you could make it of timber and things like that to make it fortified, an enclosure type of statement here. Words came after he made a covenant with all the people. No, this is not, that is just junk. Okay, so now this, when the army for the king of Babylon was fighting, and they weren't fighting, they were besieging. When the army for the king for Babylon, it has to be besieged. How do I spell besiege? Now, if I get this right, amazes myself there, something like that. Okay, besieged. Where the king of Babylon was besieging Jerusalem. Okay, now that's possible because Jeremiah is in his courtyard. So some of this text where he was at when he started with might not be exactly right. And this because Jerusalem is the one that has the limestone walls. Okay. And the others, they didn't really need to besiege them. So I'm going to say in fighting, where now it's Gans needs to be the word fighting, battling. I'm thinking that the other people would start a fight with them. So battling and battling the remaining battling. No, I need the word all here. Remaining battling. Not all, but every. No, you can see I'm having a hard time to make this a 3 verse, but this cities for Judah. And I'm going to add that to my cheat sheet. Though I haven't used it as much as I thought I would, but it's there. Cities for Judah. Got a problem with it. Oh. When I stop talking, they tell me I'm not putting out enough bit rate for audio. Okay. But I need to see that little thing that says excellent. Okay. I was trying to see if I can add to this, and I can't really add to it to come up with the other. And battling every city. I guess I don't need this because every city does say the word cities. Every city for Judah. Oh, sorry about that, Johnny. I just seen your post there when you made it jump again for me. Can I send you a video about crucifixion to review and explain that to us? Yeah. You're on Twitch, so I don't know if you can send me. Yeah, I've never used Twitch's messages, but I do see, or it's called Whispers, I think. Okay, real good. Just remember to put the letter at and then my name, so it draws or actually post to me. Okay. I can do that. I'm still having trouble making my computer. I've got one cable I'm missing. The power supply didn't supply the cable to the damn GPU. So I've got to order that today, but hopefully by the end of next week, I will have that computer up and running. And I hope to be able to have someone like you come into a chat room on a different event, where I'll just say, okay, well, I'll open up another video, and then you can come on, and when you, because we'll be able to send it back and forth to each other, and I'll actually post what you're saying, and I'll make the review as that goes on. So just keep that in mind. But I'll try to get to that comment and review that, and if I get time, I will review it and then maybe even just comment back. Let me make sure I put down Johnny. That's 3 E's and an O. Okay. All right. All right. Now this text here, where is that? In every city for Judah. That was a fortified city. If I use this verse and say that was a fortified city. So I'm pretty sure now that would be the end of that fortified city. Add that. I'll review it later. I'm in this middle of this video and I got to do a second one. And then my mom needs to go to the grocery store. So if you're, I will put that at before your name, and then you'll see that I've commented to you. Other than that, I just don't want to get away from the work that I got. Example, there's about 500 chapters I got to go through for all these books to get this together. So it's going to be a few months here, and I'm trying to do more than just 2 a day now. I'm going to start stepping it up to 3 a day. And that's what I was going to do, is I'm going to do 2 quick videos because these are short. They don't have that many in the verses here. 20, I think, is in this one. No. Yeah, then 25. But these have taken me about 45 to 55 minutes to do, and that's just too short, and I don't want to put them together, 2 chapters together, so I want to make them individually. They're easier to search later. Fortified cities. So now that would have been separate, so I got to find another verse here, or another psalm that goes here. Now he made a covenant. This has to be a promise. So with all the people who were in Jerusalem, proclaim to these, each man will set his servant free. This has nothing to do. This is just junk. No one can keep them in bondage. Okay. And they obeyed. And then each man set us free. Don't need that. set them free. And then afterwards, they turned around and they retook them as, the slaves the servants were released. They had absolutely nowhere to go, so they sat right outside the guy's house. And then they said, okay, we'll bring you back in. So this, even though it's a long, long story, this is not something I'm going to keep. I don't see that as carrying any value to the subject of the destruction of Judah here. You made a covenant with your forefathers today and brought them out of. See, now this is continuing this. At the end of 7 years, you're supposed to set them free. Now that's because they're put in a work prison for not being able to pay their debt. That's what this is. And then they get to return to their farm. Because a work prison was where somebody else could come in and hire that person and pay, not him, but pay the guy that he couldn't pay off. So, but this is just talking about the Jubilee here. So I don't think needs to be said here at this time, like our Creator's gonna, this is still continue with nothing here. Yeah, I guess they swore to our Creator. That's why he's mad here. Profane my name. This isn't here. No, this is still tied to that. This is still, what is this? They cut the calf in two and passed between the parts. Okay. Don't think so. There has nothing to do with that. That's got to be a pagan thing there. That's still tied to that. This, they repeat, that's not good either. Now here, no, they were there. They weren't going to turn back. That's just somebody making things up. See, I'll bring Nebuchadnezzar back then. Like, and they're going to bring, crap. Well, this one might be needed. So let me go up here and see. Because I am needing a part for this. It was fortified cities. Nope. So what I have here is not much from this chapter. So this will be easy to grab or review in me. Pull up this. Um, and I'm still not sure whether this is right. So I'm going to highlight this in yellow as a note for me later. And then it has to be 2 spaces. This is 1. This is 2. That's 1. This will be 2. Because it's all one story, though. That's good. 1, 2. And then I don't have this one. So let me see here. This has got to be, whoops. It's one. So what I've got to have is like this as a statement, this, and then this, and then say that verse is right now missing. So I'm going to put up a quick review of what I've done here. Whoops, where'd it go? Oh, I'm trying to, how come that wheel isn't working? Oh, I'm pushing pushing the wrong keyboard. Okay, that will be the screenshot for you for what I've done. And then that will look good. I'm kind of wondering about Johnny's request on I seen one where some guy was trying to say that like 600 people came to arrest Jesus. That's so stupid. But they don't read the rest of the text. All right, and that's going to be the end of this video. And then I'm going to come right back and I'm going to make another one here of the next chapter. So today is going to be busier than most days for me. So have a great afternoon or stop by again.